As you can already imagine, dating a Gen Z girl si rahisi, okay? Especially kama we ni millennial. Unaweza oneshwa dust by the way. But I'm just here to say some of the things that nimeweza ku experience, whether talking to a Gen Z ama probably not dating per se, but just interacting with them. You can already tell ukienda kudate mtu ama mwingia relationship, what are you to expect? Number one, hawa ni watu they don't really believe in love. Like ukawasikiza sana, unaweza ona uni mtu ha believe in love, but I believe in a contract, and I believe in the fact that okay, tumesema tuko in a relationship, sawa tuko in a relationship, but they always checking you to see where are you are you doing your part of the contract, ama me too nafanya my part of the contract. So for them is more of, are you doing your part, are you playing your part at the end of the day, ama ni me too nategemea ni play my part, okay? And by then nikisema Gen Z's, I'm really talking about mademo nyako between probably 25 kwenda chini, alright? So to 25 years kwenda chini. So they don't believe in love. That's what I think, that sometimes wao ni more of contract. Ulisema utanifanyia hii na hii na hii, una notice hizo ndio vitu zenye anafuatilia. So even when it comes to an argument, anakuulizanga about the things that you said you would do and you don't do them, the expectations that they had. And that leads me to the second point nataka kusema, ni ati they have so high expectations, such high expectations that to some point unashindwa, kwani relationship is only about ticking their boxes and not even the love. See even about at the relationship ama venye nyi watu mna grow ama ham grow. It's really about, are you meeting their expectations and what they wanted for that relationship. So expectations na maanisha nini? Maybe they wanted to be taken out on dates for a number of days, ama like anakuwa nasema probably na week atakuwa anapelekwa date mara moja, ama probably na month anapelekwa mara kama 2 ama 3. So you see, uni mtu amekuja na such high expectations, and for them it's about like can you accomplish my expectations nikiingia kwa hii relationship. Nikiingia kwa hii relationship utaweza ku maintain na zile vitu zenye nataka. So it's almost like umeingia relationship kumserve. So the relationship that they enter is almost like a self-serving relationship. What that means is, ameingia relationship ndo imserve. So the minute the relationship stops serving them, wanajitoa. Alright, so it's not really about love, it's really about ticking those boxes on their expectations. Kitu ingine also yenye wanafanya ni unapata Gen Z's ladies, sometimes you'll find that they are super materialistic. What does this mean? Inamaanisha that sometimes they will act as if at first they might be like okay, it doesn't really matter nini until aanza kukuitisha pesa ya smocha randomly, until aanza kukuitisha pesa sijui anataka kukula nini randomly. Like it's almost like they feel entitled to their money. They feel entitled to your money. So anytime when unaingia relationship with a Gen Z lady, it's almost like ako hapo kukukumbusha kila siku, oh yeah, you're serving me, and it's almost like the relationship is about yeah. So because they are materialistic, for them it's what you do for them. For them it's the material you buy for them. For them it's more about the material things and not about the small things. By the way, I don't think Gen Z ladies believe in the small acts of probably kindness, ama small acts of caring for them. I don't think they believe in that. Probably they feel like they can do that for themselves. So wewe sasa provide the material. I feel like that's their mindset per se. Like if you're not providing the material, if you cannot probably pay for their stuff, if you cannot go to the extent of paying for their rent, atatafuta mtu mwingine. Because then I told you, for them maybe it's not about love, it's more about contract. Ni nini unaweza nifanyia, na tukiingia hii relationship ni nini utanifanyia, okay? So remember, I'm talking about between ladies wako 25 to kwenda chini, because you are assuming hao ni wenye bado hawajamachua bado. They haven't gotten to that point where it's like they've figured out niaje, by the way life inasonga so fast and I'm not yet in a relationship or like a serious thing. So hao ndio naongelelea sai. The other thing also is they blame men for trying to act like men. You see how men are perceived to be, leo ako na udem, kesho ako na udem, kesho ako na udem, leo ame hit and run hapa, kesho ame hit and run kule. Gen Z ladies want to act like that, but then they don't want to act like that and not blame men. So wanasemanga ati unajua ni the men wamefanya tukue hivyo. Nyinyi ndio mnataka kukua hivyo. Hakuna mtu amewaforce kukua hivyo, hakuna mtu amewapush kukua hivyo. So saying that it's the men that have made you to get to that point, it doesn't make sense, because at the end of the day, kwani wewe hauna akili zako ujue unataka ku hit and run. Mwanaume ako na akili zake, probably there is a reason why he doesn't want to commit to one person, lakini huko hapo una insist that the men, unajua wanaume ndio wanafanyanga tu kwa hivyo. Why you blaming the men? Blame yourself, okay, and take responsibility. That's the other thing. Gen Z ladies, I don't think they like taking responsibility. By responsibility na maanisha nini? They'll never take a fault, hata isema ati ni fault yake, hata wao make ni kama ni mistake yake. And anytime they want to say ati oh probably it's my mistake, oh probably mimi ndio sikufanya hii na hii na hii, it's almost like sasa hiyo ni after umempush ndo finally ana take responsibility. But ideally they don't like to take responsibility, and they are very entitled. Unapata mtu ako so entitled in terms of like even when they are talking about probably when you mtaspend do ama probably kwenye mtenda, anaongelelea do yako ni kama ni pesa yenye yeye amemake, ni kama ni yeye amekulipa hiyo do, ama ni kama ni yeye amemake hiyo do. So they talk about your finances with so much entitlement, and unasikia atakwambia wewe unafaa kunibaia hii na hii, unafaa kunibaia hii na hii again. So ni expectations na entitlement zina gel pamoja. The other thing you should know when you're dating a Gen Z lady ni ati they believe in revenge. So ukimhurt, wewe be sure tu atakuhurt. Wewe kuwa sure tu lazima atakulipishia. Why? Because they believe in it. They believe if kama umenifanyia kitu, umenikosea, hata mimi lazima nikufanyie the same thing ndio usikie venye ulilisikia ni nini. So they justify everything through that. So huyu ni mtu mwenye she will take revenge on you. So if you cheat, she's gonna cheat on you. If probably treat ufala ama probably let's say maybe went silent on her, au kumrudishia au kumreplya, pia yeye atakunyamazia, pia yeye atakaa ni kama ameenda silent on you. Why? Because they believe in revenge, they believe in hurting. The other thing also is they fear heartbreaks sana. So unapata there are ladies who are like they don't even want to think about a relationship because they fear a heartbreak, okay? They're not more of like hawako like wacha niingie kwa relationship nione venye kutenda. They're not, sijui kama naweza sema they're not too optimistic when it comes to relationship. It's almost like they go into a relationship and they know a relationship inazaisha anytime, okay? So it's almost like they have it at the back of their mind. So unaweza sema they are not too deep into the relationship. Wanakuanga wase wenye wako bado kwa surface, unless maybe afike point fall in love ile kabisa. But you'll find most Gen Zs are always operating in the surface. Hataki kuingia sana, hataki kukua kwa relationship sana, hataki kukupenda sana, you get? So there are those people who ataingia kwa relationship almost like 50-50. Ako ndani na time nyingine it's almost like ako nje. The other thing also is they are so anxious, okay? Because they don't know how you'll act. Wana assume mwanaume, mwanaume anaweza amua kuamka siku moja na afanye kitu. So because they've been told all these stories, na because wame feed their mind with all these stories of how men can turn on them, ama how men can just decide one day to break your heart, unapata ni wasi wako so anxious when they are in the relationship. So kitu kadogo wanaanza kuworry, wanaanza kusema kai kwani msee ananiacha nini? So they worry too much, all right? And then the last thing nikimalizia, I think for Gen Z ladies, they have crazy ideas about what men are, ama what they think about men. I always ask this question when I go live on my TikTok. Na naulizanga ni nini about men that you've never understood. And you'll hear them say, men wanakuwaga heartless, men they don't care, men. And sometimes ukisikiza Kenya wanasema, you kind of feel like nika stereotype. Ni kama venye unasikianga like a particular thing ati inakuanga hivyo. Nika ka stereotype fulani. So it's almost like they've generalized men and the experience of men. And sometimes not because they've gone through that experience, but because amesikia na beshte yake, ameona iki happen ya mtu mwingine. So yeye ana conclude probably hivyo ndio wanaume wanakuanga. But maybe it's not true, maybe it's true. You just have to find out by yourself. Lakini usisimame useme you've never been even in a serious relationship. Lakini kwa hapo unasema unajua wanaume wanaweza kucheza. Men can live you in the desert without water. What?
Gachin Lion.